Hello and welcome to Giant Mess, a super sloppy sports and entertainment podcast that's hosted by a giant mess. That's me, the real cinch, Neal Lynch. I'm a former fourth-string college quarterback and mediocre middle relief pitcher who earned himself a film and media studies degree. And now I'm a single dad who loves to talk Giants football, Mets baseball, movies, TV, and comedy. On today's episode, my trip to Block Island for Memorial Day weekend. So without further ado, let us get it started up in here. I ended up going to Block Island for Memorial Day weekend. And my God, what a beautiful, glorious, sunshiny weekend it was. False. There was nothing but clouds, gray, and rain for the majority of the time there. You know, on Friday, I had to get up like 6 o'clock in the morning, which for me is like, I should be neck deep in Slumber Town, just dreaming away. Instead, I'm up and I had to pick up a friend at the shore, which is like an hour drive. Picked up around 7. She was staying with her uncle, who Giants fan, but Yankees fan. So I was like, you know, I walk in and he's got the Giants blanket on the couch and then the Yankees blanket on the chair. And I'm like, ooh. I want to make a comment, but then he's going to talk Yankees. I'm going to be like, I'm a Mets fan. He's going to be like, what? So, yeah, I got there around 7, picked her up. And, of course, I was like, hey, just to give you a heads up, I got in a car accident, so the car looks a little messed up. Yes, it was my fault, but you are in good hands. You are so very safe. It's crazy. You're just so goddamn safe. And then she opened the door and was like, and I was like, you know what? I'm okay with if you don't want to go. If you don't want to drive with me, I'm okay with that. I understand. But no, she braved it, put on her brave face, got in the car. We stopped at a rest area to get some Dunkin D. Dude stole our order. Just walked up. Dude announced what it was, which was my order and our order. You know, what we ordered. Guy just grabbed it and left. And we're just standing there and everyone else is like coming up, getting their order, coming up, getting their order. Like, are you loitering? What are you doing? Are you soliciting? What are you doing? Like, we're waiting for our order. I think someone took it. And they're like, huh? And they're like, oh. And so they find the order for they were like, this order is just hanging here. Well, whose order is this? And it's like, not ours. And I'm like, well, it must be the guy who took your order. And lo and behold, it's like completely different fucking order, dude. And like, what did that guy do when he gets in the car? It must have been a situation where he like grabs it, gets in the car, drives 4 or 5 hours, gets out, and then is like, finally I can enjoy my brunch or lunch. And then realizes, it's the wrong order. It's like, that had to be the case. Because if like you get to when did he check the order? Like usually it's like, I don't know. I'm not great about checking the order either. Hand up. But like, I think you would get in the car and be like, all right, here it is, everybody. Let's enjoy it while it's hot. And you see like, oh, this isn't right. This isn't right. This is completely wrong. Well, it's too late to go back. I don't know. And of course they remade it and it was like hastily done. So not up to the Dunkin D standards that I know and love. And it was so dry. Ugh, it was like, this is what a newspaper tastes like. We ended up stopping at the liquor store in New London where we were getting the ferry. And they had bulletproof glass at the counter. And I was like, yeah, this is my kind of store. It takes me back to my days of going to like a liquor store in Baltimore. And like, I mean, this one just had the bulletproof glass with the cutout. The one I went to in Baltimore, well, the one I usually go to had the bulletproof glass, but it was like a similar situation where I think there was a cutout and you could just like hand it over. There was one we would go to for the extra special low discount where it was like a 30-pack of Schaefer for $4. And that was the one we went to for the ultra discounted offerings. And they'd have to like a lazy Susan, you know, like I guess, would you say it was like similar to the bank? No, where it's like you have to put your money in it and then turn the turnstile lazy Susan so then they can grab the money and then they put the product in and they turn it and then you grab the product. It's like, oh, okay. I like it. So yeah, that was the kind of liquor store we went to, and I ended up getting some Horse Soldier, which my buddy from high school turned me on to Horse Soldier. Of course, this is back in 2020, 2021. And he's like, anyone into it? Anyone want a bottle? And we were all thinking oh, this is it's new, it's limited, it's exclusive. And he's like, it's $275 Venmo me. And I'm like, okay, why not? Support a friend. So I paid $275. And then I look at the Horse Soldier at this liquor store and it was $80. And I was like, methinks I got duped. But I think maybe the Horse Soldier he sold me was more of a special edition or something. I don't know. But I got it as a nice little gift for our friends who were hosting us. And we managed to catch the ferry at 11:15 in the morning. Got priority boarding. Holla at your boy. And I gotta say, pretty sweet when you see that long line. Again, not a fan of having to walk past the long line and see all the stares and the looks. That sucks. But to be able to go to the front of the line and wait and be amongst the first aboard, pretty sick. Didn't know that my travel buddy, got seasick on boats. So she started cracking open the high noons and whatnot before we started boarding. I think she had 2 before we got on, and then ordered us a couple of Bloody Marys, which went down very nice. And then we met some other friends that were there, not priority boarding, but we did save their seats. So they were able to come. And I don't like saving seats like that, but it's nice that the people that were boarding kind of recognize, okay, I think they're saving seats. Because the people that come up, when you're amongst the first aboard, I could understand if, I was just impressed with the fact that no one tried to force some people do that. They see people that are obviously saving seats for friends and immediately try to make their way in. And you're just so your life's not difficult enough? Is this what you're telling me? Life's too easy. So fortunately we were able to save the seats for them. They come up and my buddy offered me half a sandwich and I took that down pretty hard. It was interesting though, because on the ride up, my friend works in the music industry, kind of a director, manager of concerts in terms of talent relations, making sure everyone's where they need to be, coordinating, whatnot, event coordinator. And so she works in the music industry. She knows music, right? My music is very all over the place. And I've come to realize that the majority of songs on my playlist are kind of aggressive. There's a lot of hard music on my playlist. So, I was kind of deferring to her, hey, you have charge of the aux cord here. You're the DJ. You can put on whatever. She's like, no, I'm sure your playlist is fine. And I'm playing it and I can just tell that she's getting super, she's like, I regret everything. So she eventually put on her music and it was a lot of I was like, oh, so this is relaxing music. It's nice. Everything I have on my playlist for the most part is just so hard and aggro to hear something that is just oh, this is soothing. This puts me in a better place. But it's bands I have never heard of, songs I've never heard of, albums I've never heard of. And I think it eventually turned into an Ed Sheeran playlist, which, could be worse. But, so yeah, it was good to have her in the car. We arrived in Block Island around 12:45, 1 o'clock. Took a van from McAloon's to the house. Now that McAloon's, we rode with this McAloon's cab pretty much exclusively all weekend. This is our go-to taxi van, a van taxi. And the guy, his name's Kevin. If you're ever out there in BI, ask for Kevin from McAloon's, is quite the character. Just complaining about people and things in the most comedic, funny way, hilarious way. There were so many times where he's getting calls while we're in the van. And I mean, of all the calls he got, I think maybe one was an actual person trying to get the van to pick them up. It's like the one call was like, "Hey, McAloon's," and he's like, "Hey, where are you? Where do you need me to pick you up?" And the guy's like, yeah, I'm in Watch Hill. If you're not familiar, which you're probably not, Watch Hill, not on Block Island. Block Island is an island. Watch Hill, not on the island. So the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm on Block Island." And then the dude goes, "Oh, I had a cousin that was an EMT on Block Island, like in the early 2000s. And the cab driver's like, Kevin's like, "Okay, what? Do you need a ride or what? Like, were you going to get here or what? Like, when you get to Block Island, give me a call." And another time, might have been the same ride, probably another ride, but he gets the call and the guy's like, "McAloon's." Kevin's like, hey, how's it going? What's up? Do you need a ride?" He's like, "Nah, man." He's like, just call and check in. Like that was like the ongoing joke for the weekend. The running joke was just like, "McAloon's. Yeah, you need a ride? Where do I pick you up? Where am I picking you up?" "Nah, man. Just checking in. How you doing?" You ever think about life after death? Just like the most craziest shit. So that was probably the highlight of the weekend is McAloon's vans. So arrive, immediately get shit on for what I'm wearing, of course. But then I get to freshen up, put on some slightly better, less atrocious clothes, and we go to a place called Kitten's for a late lunch. I had these two big hubcaps of nachos, which were really great. And I had ranch water, a Paloma, a couple drinks there. And that's where things started to spiral. Things started to spiral there. Just some devastating drinks where it's like you're flying high and then it's like, whoa, I went too far. So we ended up going to Payne's Dock Bar. There was like hardly anyone there. I mean, the whole time it's like 50 degrees. Like feels like it's in the 40s. So hardly anyone. The outdoor bar was closed. There was no one at the outdoor bar. So they had this little indoor bar. And we were there for maybe a beer. And then we had to hightail it for home. Made it home for dinner. Made some linguine with clams. I was responsible for cleaning the clams. Ladies, I don't mind cleaning a clam or two. Took them out of the pan when they were open. So I felt like I was doing something like, look. He's helping. He's not a complete sack of shit. And man, was that good. Linguine with clams. And then that's where the night got lazy. I ended up waking up with my clothes on, shoes off. So that's good. Clothes on with zero saliva in my mouth. Just non-existent. No saliva detected or found in the oral cavity. So that was fun, trying to get some kind of liquid in my mouth. But I do vaguely remember my gal pal, who I would like to go on the record and say is not failing upwards. I'm legally obligated to say that. At one point, I don't know if it was at the night or the morning, she goes, "Why didn't you do kiss with so-and-so, with the female friend? Why didn't you do kiss? Do kiss. Do kiss is what she says. Why don't you do kiss?" I'm like, we're in our 40s, man. Like, can we talk like adults? Why don't you do kiss with so-and-so? And I was just like, I'm not going to do this again because I already went down that path and I got a hold up. Yeah, I got the stop sign big time. 2 hands, motioning, rotating. Like wax on, wax off. Don't come near me. I'm like, all right, message received. Thank you for the sign language. I am hard of hearing. So, I woke up, zero saliva in my mouth. I somehow managed to work out, which was impressive, given that, normally when I'm hungry, when I'm over, I usually just sloth all day. you know? So that was good. And then we ended up playing, after we're done working out, showering, whatnot, played beer die all day. And I've talked about beer die before. It's a young man's game, right? There are a million rules. 2 guys on each side of the table on a ping pong table, not a beer pong table. Ping pong table, no net, 2 guys each side, cup on each corner, filled with beer. You throw the die up, has to be about 8 feet above where the table is, has to reach that height, has to land on the opponent's side. So there's like, a little half 50-yard line there. White line, the halfway point, has to land on the other side of the halfway point. And once it bounces and it falls off, the other team has to catch it. If they don't catch it, it hits the ground, you get a point, right? There's a million other rules that I'm not going to get into. Like if you make it in your own cup, you have to call your dad and tell him you're gay or something like that. There was one rule where it was like, if you catch off your body, you have to run around naked and people chuck beer bottles on you. I'm like, there's no fucking way that's the rule. But yeah, young man's game. Me, 44. My friend, 44. Lost the opening game because the other team, comprised of a 24-year-old and a 24-year-old, sunk a cup. All right. Feels kind of lucky, right? We then went on a 10-0 run. 9-0 run, 10-0 run. We won the next 9 to 10 games. Again, I played beer die total 3 times. My friend has played a total 3 times. The 24-year-olds we were playing against, this is their life. This is how they identify. They identify as beer die. So that was just amazing. The fact that we could take them down, knowing that they were certified professionals, like proven track record of playing beer die. Somehow we rallied and got cleaned up and had dinner at Dead-Eye Dick's, I think. I think this was Saturday because Saturday night's main event from WWE was on the television, playing on the television. And I was in that kind of haze of I peaked. I already peaked. Like beer die was the peak. That was the zenith. That was the pinnacle. Okay. That's where we were. That's where I was at the summit. And I saw the world for what it is. So now I'm on the steep decline coming down off of that high. And so I was I was pretty much out of it. But I had the hot lobster roll, which I've had cold lobster roll. Very nice. Hot lobster roll, different beast, different animal altogether. Heaps of hot, buttery lobster on a brioche bun with fries. And it was good. But I don't think I've ever felt satiated by a lobster roll. I love lobster rolls. I love how they taste. But it's like never enough. So I ended up finishing someone else's fish and chips. Yeah. You fat dude? Do you even eat, bro? The fish and chips, pub style cob with beer batter and crispy panko crust, fries and house sauce. So good. Yeah. We ended up going back to the house after that. Rode McAloons. You need a ride? Nah, man. Just checking in. Do you think Diddy's guilty? So Saturday night, the rest of Saturday night, it was just pretty much goofing. A lot of just goofing. I remember Saturday morning, I come down. Someone was saying, "Oh, we did this so and so." I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but it rhymes with woke a bay. Hopefully, you can put 2 and 2 together there. And I was like, "Whoa, you guys woke a bay? You guys moked a goint?" And they were like, "Yeah, you stoked half of it yourself." I was just like, "Oh my God." Still got it. Sunday was the Block Island Marine Institute Chowda Fest. You heard that right. Chowda Fest. $30, all you can eat chowder. We got there. I think we got there a little bit late because we ended up going to the Oar first. The Oar is a great restaurant, grill, patio, bar, a huge outdoor area. We got some mudslides, came outside. My buddy spilled a little bit of his mudslide on the floor. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we did that. Party foul. Went outside, played a little cornhole, still got it. You might be saying to yourself, whoa, you guys went and got mudslides before you went to get clam chowder. All you can eat clam chowder. What are you doing to yourselves? Why put yourself in that position? Because we like to live on the edge. Okay? We like to live dangerously. We've got a couple mudslides in the system. Really set the foundation for a clear exit, for an express lane exit from the body. And so we got the Chowda Fest a little bit on the later side. Entered, get a wristband, got a little spoon. Oh, I forgot to get it from my toiletry bag, but I saved it. It is probably yay big. Like, I don't even know. You can't even, like, it's the smallest spoon I've ever seen in my life. You know how, like, you go to the ice cream shop and they have, like, the little sample size? You can take a little spoon, you take a little spoon, you take the little shot. So that's what they had there. They had, like, these little paper shot glasses, like you get at the dentist office where you have to rinse and spit. And you get one of those. They fill it up, and then I mean, I didn't even use the spoon. I started to use the spoon, like the first station. There were 12 competitors at Chowder Fest. 12 restaurants submitted their best clam chowder, with one restaurant just deciding, no, fuck that. We're doing a lobster bisque, which was a wild move, and I respect the fuck out of it. So you get, like, each station, they fill up a little paper cup with clam chowder, and then you're supposed to, with the little spoon, take it. And I was just like, I'm just going to shoot it like a shot. Like, I'm just going to knock it back. And so that's what I ended up doing. But I still thought the spoon was cute. Got to hold on to it. Souvenir, score. So there were 4 tables, 3 chowdas per table. We completely whiffed and missed on the first 3, 1, 2, 3. And we ended up going to the table with 4, 5, 6. The very first chowder I try is just straight broth, like liquid. There are 0 clams, 0 anything. It's just all liquid and broth. And I was like, all right, not a great start. Got to say right off the bat, if this is what it's going to be for the rest of this Chowder Fest, I'm going to be sorely niffed. So I was like, all right, not a great start. Next one was much better, much more substance, a lot more chunks, which I know that probably grosses some people out, but, like, I love chunks. Like them chunky, I love it chunky. So that one is good. And then there was the next one, and I forget, this is where I got a little confused with 4, 5, 6. I know one of them was for sure all liquid, no clams, no nothing. I was just like, okay, I think I'm just drinking cream, hot cream. And then the next one might have had bacon in it. And I think that, to me, bacon is a cheat code. It just feels like shouldn't be allowed. There are rules. This isn't NAM. Okay. This is not NAM. There are rules. So the bacon's a cheat code. So it was like, oh, obviously that's a great one. I love that, but it's because of the bacon. And then the following one was pretty decent too. So one of those 2, I think it was 5. I was like, all right, I'm on board. And it's mostly because of the bacon. Can I give it the number 1 spot, number 1 stunner based on bacon? I don't think that feels right. So then we go in the back. Back was 10, 11, 12. The setup was weird. It was right when you enter on the right is 1, 2, 3. You go to the next portion, it's 4, 5, 6 on the right. You go into the back, it's 10, 11, 12. You circle around, it's 7, 8, 9. So we started at 4, 5, 6. Go into the back for 10, 11, 12. 10 or 11 had a kid. So each restaurant has a chowder there, right? And each chowder is being poured or served by kids. Like, I want to say middle schoolers, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13, maybe a little bit older. Every kid had, like, a new age unique name. That is just, it's just like, it's just, you know, you figure you grow up and you live 30 plus years and it's all Matt, Chris, John, Steve, Scott, Greg, Tom, Bob, Mike, John, Mike, Justin, It's like those are the names that you grow up with, and now it's like you can't there that doesn't exist anymore. There are no Matts, Johns, Chris's, Marks, Scotts, Greg's, Tom. They're just no names that we're used to growing up in my generation. It's all like Hayden, Jaden, Aiden, Caden, Braden. It just feels like it's all names that are just newfangled, for the new, and the girls too. But there were some kids where it's like you can tell, like I can't imagine being that age and actually having to serve people and be like, hey, here you go, sir. But they were like, a lot of them were just super like confident, like they ain't no thing but chicken wing on a string. And it's because I guess the Block Island families, Block Island parents, they put their kids to work at an early age. And, I respect that. So a lot of them were outgoing. One kid's like, so you from here? You from the city? Where you from? I love it there. It's like, dude, you've never been there at 10. So that was cool. 12, very herby. So I appreciated the herbs of the number 12 chowder. 8 was a good one too. I liked 8 a lot. I overheard some people saying 9. I tried to not let that influence me. It's tough when you're at a tasting contest and all you're hearing is 9, 9, 9, 9. It's like, well, okay. I don't want to hype it up too much. It's not going to live up to the billing. At the same time, I also don't want to have that bias, dude, going into it, tasting it. So it's tough. But so we go to 7, 8, 9, and 9, which everyone was talking about, I was like, this is all right. 8, I was like, that's got a lot of kick to it. I like that a lot. A little spice. And then 7 was a lobster bisque. What a move, dude, to go to a Chowda Fest, clam chowder festival, and be like, we're winning this on the wings of a lobster. We're going to ride the coattails and claws of this motherfucking cockroach underneath the ocean. We're going to biscuit. You got to risk it to biscuit, my friend. So that was very interesting. All women at the 7, 8, 9. It's a lot of feminine energy coming my way. And they were so polite and so nice. And they poured it so slowly. It was just so feminine. Like the other, like 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12 were all boys. And it was just like, like speed, efficiency, like in and out, all business. The women are like, oh, so here you go, sir. And be sure to, it's just like, and then made our way around to 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, I think at that point with 1, 2, 3, I was just like, I'm chowdered out. Like I've now had 9 chowders. So they're all kind of blending together for me. So I didn't really pick up on anything that crazy. I think one of them was mostly potatoes. And I was like, that's going to cost you. That's going to cost you. That's going to cost you. They just see me take out a little mini notebook and write in it. It's like a therapist. So it wasn't too crazy about 1, 2, or 3. So we got the results, but I think my top 3 were 5, 8, and 12. They don't tell you what the restaurants are. I would hope that's obvious. They don't tell you like, oh, number 1 is this, number 2 is this, because they don't want to have it influence your decision. But then they release the winners, I think they're that night or the night before or the day before. The winners, of course, number 9. And number 9 was Ballard's. Ballard's, if you recall, is the large club / restaurant bar that is right by the ferry in Block Island. And it's notorious for having a reggae fest that ended in stabbings and bloodshed on the ferry back. There was a fight that started at Ballard's and it poured over onto the ferry where someone was stabbed. So they have the best clam chowder, which is fitting. I mean, that makes sense. That's what New England's all about. It's about grit. Like, hey, can you take a knife to the gut? Well, you're going to love our chowder. And then second was Poor People's Pub, which was number 6. I honestly thought 6 was the liquid watered down one with no clams or anything else in it or no flavor. But now it turns out that maybe 6 is the one that had the bacon in it, which I thought 5 had the bacon in it. So I completely missed that. And then 3rd was 12, which was the one that I liked that had the herbs in it. And 4th was the Or, which is number 2, which, gotta be honest, don't remember. So I liked, I guess it was Winfield's, which is a pretty fancy schmancy restaurant next to Kitten's. And then you got 12 is the National, which supposedly my grandmother's cousin was a part owner there. Fun fact. And then 5 is Beachhead. Beachhead is the restaurant that smells like whale pussy. There's no other way to put it. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but like it just wafts. There's some kind of stink going on. It's right by the water, and the stink from the water just crosses the road. It looks both ways, crosses the road, and just hangs out at Beachhead. Great clam chowder, though. Really adds the flavor. So those are my 3. Whew. After the Chowder Fest, we choked down 12 chowders. We ended up going outside to the back, and the back like leads to, there's a little bit of a yard situation area, and then there's water. So we get out there and we're hanging out, having some beers, talking, recapping, exchanging notes. And there's 2 girls that are just having like a full-on photo shoot. Just a full-on photo shoot. And keep in mind, it's gray. Like I got made fun of for wearing boots, but like it's low 50s, high 40s. It's raining. It's cold. I'm wearing a like raincoat. What do you want me to wear? I'm wearing boots because I'm not going to get, I mean, not that any of my shoes deserve that kind of treatment, but like, I just, I wore boots because it's all muddy and rainy and wet. Like, and yet there's these 2 women, younger women, doing a full-on photo shoot. I'm like, you picked a hell of a day, ladies. Not exactly loving the ambiance, the lighting, the atmosphere, not loving it for you, but it's like one thing if you're going for like emo or goth, like that's a perfect day for that. But they were like, sundress, like, oh, this is definitely going on Tinder, dude. So that's going on. And then we also see these 2 dudes who are probably in their 20s rowing a raft to a boat that appears to be beached. Like it's just a boat that's been grounded. And it's like, and they start to like climb it and are getting on board. And I was like, oh, well, hell of a night, fellas. Hell of a night. Let's do it again. Then there's a guy walking by, again, probably in his 20s, eating a baguette, just a narrow loaf of bread, like had to be 2-3 feet long, in a bag, just chomping on it, eating it. I was like I've been in some pretty down bad type level states where it's like just trying to get back to neutral, just trying to get back to normal, trying to get recharge the engines. I've never been at a place where I need to eat an entire French baguette loaf of bread. So good on you, dude, for taking it to the next level. We ended up going next door to Dead-Eye Dick's for Market for Provisions and bought all kinds of seafood, scrimps and mussels and was it mussels? No, the other thing with the thing, scallops. Love scallops, shrimps, all the good stuff. Went home and made just a virtuoso buffet of fresh seafoods and whatnot. Apparently they were supposed to, our hosts at the house ordered like this massive food delivery and it got lost. It was just like, we have no idea where it is or what it's doing. We called its phone, not picking up. And there's an Amber Alert. So the food delivery just completely lost. So she's like, oh my God, we have no food. And then proceeded to bring up like an entire slaughterhouse of meat from her basement freezer to cook and eat. And so that really hit the spot. So very good there. I remember we went to like the grocery store to pick up some items here and there. We were waiting forever at the deli while this woman was like, could not figure it out. What we were picking up, it was something that was, so simple, like the simplest of orders. And it took forever. And it's just tough. Like you just see people come up after you order, get their stuff and go. And then you see another person come up after you and go, another person. And it's like after about 10 people coming up and ordering and getting what they want, and you're still standing there, you're like, this feels personal. I know it's not personal, but it feels personal. Same thing happened to me at this friggin' lamb roast we went to recently, where it was just like, they had the scream truck. If you listen to last year's episode about the lamb roast, they have a scream truck. The scream truck came a little bit too late this time. It was 8:30 at night, and it's all kids in line. And I'm like, you know what? I had a hell of a week, and you know what? I worked out and I've been active. I'm going to treat myself. So I stay in line. I'm the only adult in line. I don't give a shit. I'm a kid at heart. Get up there. And apparently everyone else is ordering like very simple things where it's just like, oh, vanilla ice cream with chocolate sprinkles. Oh, vanilla ice. They were out of chocolate ice cream. So that pretty much narrows it down. So everyone's like vanilla ice cream plus a topping. And like no one's ordering the signature sundaes. And I'm like, am I allowed to order it? I'm just going to order it. So I order it. The Nutty Becky. Yet again, Snickers, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, vanilla, hot fudge sundae type material. And I said no whipped cream. It felt like forever, dude. I just saw countless people. And then adults started getting involved because they're like, oh, another adult did it. So like the dam has broke, charge. And so I'm just sitting there and it's just like one person orders after me, gets their ice cream, another person orders, and it's just like 5 or 6 or 7. And I'm just sitting there like, what did I do? What did I do here? What did I do? Did I make a face? Did I look at her wrong? Did I say it wrong? Like, what did I do? Did I order? I feel like I ordered. Like, what happened here? And she's just like, oh, what'd you get again? I'm just like, oh, that's never good, dude. When you order, she's like, got it. You step aside. 20 minutes, 15 minutes goes by. She helps a dozen other people get their ice cream and then turns to you and goes, what'd you get? Like, hey. And of course they serve it to me with whipped cream. And I was just like, I just assume there's some kind of foreign bodily fluid in this thing now. So I'm looking forward to the whatever viral thing you got going in the aisle. But so we're waiting forever at the deli, at the deli counter. And this guy ordered like lamb, just a really off the wall. Like I understand maybe lamb is not that, like I know I just talked about a lamb roast, but like my buddy who hosts the lamb roast has to go to a town that's like not close by to get lamb. They also apparently sell ram. Okay. And especially on Block Island, it's like Block Island. You think like seafood. Okay. Got it. You don't think lamb. I think the guy ordered a freaking lamb and he got it. They were like, what? What did you order? Do we even have that? And then he got his lamb before we got our very standard normal order. So that was cool. Sunday night, get back to the crib and doing a little dancing and like, hanging out, playing with the dog. The dog is very cute. It's like every time I see it, it's, I first saw it in February, small, saw it again in May, 3 times the size it was. And then I just saw it again, 4th of July. It was like 3 times the size it was in May. I was just like, growing at an exponential rate. We got a Clifford the Big Red Dog situation on our hands. So, but Sunday night, just basically hanging out, playing with the dog. The dog can get a little frisky though. It likes to bite. Not hard. Just to let you know, hey, these are jaws of steel and they ain't saving your life. They're ending it. But that was fun. Just hanging out, talking. I took entirely way too many pictures that I don't remember taking. It's just like, these are beyond candid. And then Monday, it finally, the clouds parted and the sun came out and it stopped raining for 2 friggin' seconds. So sat outside and I figured, it's 50 degrees. It feels like it's 48 degrees. I'm in my short sleeve shirt and shorts. Ain't no way I'm getting a sunburn. I know the UV is at 7, but that's horseshit because it's cold as hell. And of course, I ended up getting an all-time sunburn. just so very bad, to the point where I was red and or peeling a month later. This happened Memorial Day was actually kind of early this year, was not the last weekend in May. So it was the second to last weekend in May, well into June, past Father's Day. It just was nonstop peeling. And I just remember being like, every time I'm in public, I'm just like, well, yeah, I'm part leper. I don't know what to tell you. It's genetic. Went through a lot of aloe. Tossed the football around, and the two younger guys that are like 24 were shocked to hear I was a quarterback in college. Not because of how I was throwing, but it has to be 100% my body type. Just don't look like a quarterback. Like, I don't have the 6'3", 6'4" height. I have a gut and I'm just thick through the hips and the legs and no chest. So it's like, picture a quarterback, and then that's not what I look like. And I've had that happen multiple times. I had it happen at this high school graduation party I went to. That was my buddy's daughter's high school graduation party, not a random high school graduation party. I had it happen when I was down visiting my friend in Austin. My buddy turns to my other friend's wife and is like, can you believe he used to play quarterback? And it's just like, all right, mixing a salad. Got it. Everyone relax. Have you never heard of Jared Lorenzen? R.I.P. Have you never heard of David Garrard? Hopefully not R.I.P. We got some tubby tossers out there, and I'm proud to be a fat quarterback. We're the few but proud. Ended up catching the ferry around 4. Again, priority boarding, so clutch. The fact that, and I hate, this is shows that I'm growing and maturing. The fact that I could say, okay, I think because we are priority boarding, I can go up and talk to this person and say, can we board? I know it's douchey, but I think I can do that. And I don't know that I would do that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Just be like, just doing a completely normal thing. I have this thing. I paid for it. Can I use it? Yes. Okay, great. It does feel good to know, like, okay, I asked, they confirmed we can do it, but it does eat me away inside knowing that I have to be like, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And people are like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, priority? You think you're better than me? So we arrived in New Lynch, Connecticut. There was pretty much, typical like coming back from a long weekend trip where it's like everyone was dead on that ferry. It was just like, you know that game. It's like, I forget if Vice magazine used to do it, but it was like nap or dead. It's just like pictures of people that are just completely passed out with like sunglasses on. And it's like, is this weekend at Bernie's, or is this just like taking a quick 5-minute power nap? And you could survey the crowd and it's just like, everyone is just passed the fuck out. It's like mouths wide open, tongues hanging out, just like, whoa, was there a noxious gas that I should be aware of? So we ended up driving to, once we got into New Lynch, we drove to New Haven because we're hungry. And we hear that New Haven has the best pizza, according to people who live in Connecticut. So we initially called this one place, I think it was Sally's Apizza. That's what it's called in New England, New Haven, which is legendary for its pizza, known locally as apizza. And so we called Sally's. Our friend who's from Connecticut was like, you need to call like 2 hours ahead of time. I was just like, that can't be real. That can't be real. That can't be real. Just as a business, how is that good business? Like, I understand, you're so popular and you're so backed up with orders and you're so this and so this, but like, aren't you missing out on so much business by not figuring out how to adjust to the volume of business? Doesn't that? No? Okay. I mean, I know it probably adds to their lore and their legend that like, oh, you got to call 2 hours ahead of time. Like that pumps you up a notch and gives you extra street cred. I get it. But It's like, aren't you missing out on like all that money because you keep saying 2 hours, and when it's like, let's figure out a way to get these pizzas, like maybe like put it in an extra oven or like hire extra workers. So we called Sally's, and like couldn't even get through. It was busy. But Sally's Pizza is frequently crowned the best in New Haven by locals, critics, and even pizza celebrities like Dave Portnoy. It's so funny that he's a pizza celebrity. It's like, I envy the dude, man. I know it's a sin, but I envy him. The fact that he can be known as a pizza celebrity to this group of people. He's known as the founder of Barstool to these group of people. He's known as a Davey Day Trader to these people. And they're like, it's just like, that's the goal, right? How am I doing? Established in 1938 and still baking pies in its original coal-fired oven, Sally's delivers a classic New Haven experience: thin, chewy, slightly charred crusts, and a menu that balances tradition with a few creative twists. The consistency and quality of their pies, especially the tomato and white clam, set Sally's apart. So then there's Modern Apizza. Modern Apizza rounds out New Haven's Holy Trinity of pizza. Open since the 1940s, Modern is beloved for its slightly thicker but still authentically New Haven crust, generous toppings, a welcoming no-frills atmosphere. Locals often cite Modern as a personal favorite for its balanced tradition and flavor. It's a bit less hectic than the others, but it makes a great choice for those seeking a classic experience with shorter wait. There's also Bar, which offers a modern twist on a pizza. Lively atmosphere, inventive pies like their famous mashed potato and bacon pizza. Oh, brother. Sign me the fuck up, dude. I'm on board. A thin, crisp crust and creative toppings attract the younger crowd, those looking for something different. Brews its own beer. Hell yeah. Makes it a top pick for groups or anyone wanting to pair a great pizza with a fun night out. It's not as steeped in tradition as the big three, but its quality and creativity earning a top spot. Damn, dude. Yeah, man. Mashed potato on pizza? Oh, that feels like a Neal Lynch special. Delegna at Nolo, rising star in the pizza scene, known for its sourdough crust and inventive high-quality toppings. Especially notable for being allergen-friendly, excellent gluten-free and vegan options. Not as traditional, but its commitment to craft and flavor makes it a favorite among locals looking for something new without sacrificing quality. Then you got 163, local favorite that blends New Haven tradition with an offbeat gourmet approach. Pies are thoughtfully crafted, creative combinations, and a crispy charred crust. Casual neighborhood vibe, BYOB policy. I almost said BYOB. It's late. Relaxed spot for pizza lovers who want to explore beyond the classics. And then you have Zanelli, Pizzeria e Cucina Napoletana. Zanelli stands out for offering authentic Neapolitan pizza rather than traditional New Haven pizza. Founded by brothers with roots in Naples. I mean, come on, dude. We've all got roots in Naples. Zanelli delivers pillowy, wood-fired pies with a focus on quality ingredients. Refreshing change of pace for those seeking something different, though purists may prefer to stick to the local style. Yeah, so those are the other pizzerias in contention for our love and affection and our cash cream money, dollar bills, y'all. We went with Frank Pepe's Pizzeria Napoletana. Frank Pepe's, founded in 1925, is the birthplace of New Haven pizza, a must visit for any pizza enthusiast. Known for its cold-fired oven and iconic white clam pizza, Pepe's combines a perfectly charred and chewy crust with top-quality ingredients. Its legacy and influence are unmatched and many consider the gold standard for New Haven-style pizza. While it can get credit, the menu sticks close to tradition experience. It's essentially New Haven. So that's where we went. That's where we ordered from. That's what we got. Did we get the white clam pizza? No, dude. I think we jammed out with our clammed out on Sunday. And I think Monday it was like, you couldn't pay us to eat clams on Monday, Memorial Day. So yeah, we steered clear of the white clam pizza. And I think we went with the like veggie pizza, like ultimate veggie pizza. And I got to say, good pizza, borderline great pizza, but the way that, everything was positioned to us and hyped up and boasted and bragged about, it's like, I feel like I might have had better, but I say that and I literally ate like 6 slices, so 5 or 6 slices. So I can't complain, but like, it's tough when someone has been like, oh dude, New Haven pizza. And then you're expecting like fucking angels to descend from the heavens and the skies to open and God to come down and be like, hey, yo, are you like an orgasm real quick? Bing. Still good. Our other friends that were there ordered a hot oil pizza. And I was like, you tell me you're in your 20s without telling me you're in your 20s, because it's like, I can't even imagine putting that down the old soft down the throat right now, because it's just bubble, toil and trouble. I got witches with the cauldron on high down there. Volcanic activity to the max. No, thank you with the hot oil pizza, dude. It hit the spot. Very good. I recommend, borderline highly recommend. It's amongst the best pizza I've ever had. Is it the best pizza I've ever had? I don't think so. Sorry, New Haven. I love you. So that's it. That's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Talk to you next time. Adios. Muchachos.